with the rules under USAU. You can take it from the center where it crossed. But they're taking the brick here as Chartok brings it in the center. Goes wide, finds Olsen. USA coming out in a horizontal stack with a handle weave up the center here. Meckler with the disc. Charkot unable to get open in the lane there. Reset to Olsen. USA working through their free. Back to Chartok. USA stalling at about halfway here. They've started to engage their cutting.
With patience. Recycling. No panic in their play at all.
Absolutely. Halfway of the disc here is leading pass, well collected. Olsen doing what he's got to do. As the shot goes long, he's got a player under it. Can he reach it? Italians with the downwind offense here.
So we're on to the Italians on offense. Starts off with Semprini Casari first. He's one of the 19-year-old players on the team, apparently. There's 4 19-year-olds on the Italian team. Quite a young team, but still quite experienced, the amount that they've been able to get world's experience and Europeans experience so far. Okay, so recycling with the handlers, slowly making it up the field. Lots of time for the reset there. Back to Vagilavello. Big passes, a big gainer up the field with some US on defense.
Looks like the USA are doing well to execute their defensive strategy of not letting the Italians look for a pool play and a quick 1-2-3 score. The Italians absolutely having to grind this and reset a lot, but they're doing it effectively at the moment. It'll be tough to see if they can hold this up over the full 100 minutes of this final.
So pick called, restarted cleanly. Their captain, Tonelli with the frisbee, moving it easily. Defense is tight, but they're finding the comfortable resets. This is very mature play from both teams so far. Laffy with the frisbee, quick swing. Oh, option here, goes high, no worries. No panic outside the end zone, back and forth.
Looks like they're spreading a bit here. They're using their athleticism to get them open on the dumps. They've got to maintain it here.
Oh, and great grab there from Italy to gather that down under pressure from the defense. That was great heads-up defense from the US, but still that pull landed just in the very back corner of the end zone, within millimeters.
Yeah, just sliding off onto that line there, so that'll be brought in at the cone as USA looks to work it out of this end zone here. Sadok with the disc. Looks for an around break. Italians put a lot of pressure here, guarding these unders. Sadok gets the disc again. Looks off that shot. The wind today a bit more unpredictable than it's been in previous days. It's almost going right to left at this point. We can see those flags going the other way and really going to mess up throws in both directions. As we see Williams unable to complete that catch. And our first turnover of the game, giving Italy a break opportunity here.
Oh, and the first passing contest is contested.
He did manage to get a full arm going across the field there, clearly causing that one to sit up. So different wind that we've seen all throughout this tournament. Teams absolutely going to have to adjust there.
That was a fantastic pull. Captain Laffy taking the first pass there, but letting the difficult catch drop. Good pulls are so important. It makes it so much more difficult if you have to play from the back of your end zone. Okay, great work by the Italians to get it off the line there, and they put one up. Let's see. There's 2 there, but the Italian has position. And his next pull, and it's another big one. This one's drifting. Will it stay in? Yeah, quite nice pull into the edge.
Well collected by Meckler. Going the other way there. A lot of patience. Back to Meckler. Goes and finds Bain. It's a bit of bump on the mark, but happy to play with that one, Barker. So he's bumped it by that one, and then I guess if he's called contact, that's not a stoppage of play, and they'll keep going, but the count does need to be resetting to 0. If that doesn't happen, there'll be a violation, which is a stoppage, as Italy gets a short field turn here, looking to punish with an upwind.
Italy with the disc. Min gets the first pass off, working quickly. for Italy, getting the upwind break.
That's amazing. Then look at them. They're coming.
Championships since 2013.
Italy, one of the stronger teams in the European region, often going up successfully against teams traditionally loved like Germany. USA off to the races here. Williams with a disc. One of the 2 returners on this USA team, having represented 2 years ago in London. The hooded bandit himself, Keegan North on the sideline here. Resets back to Williams in the center. Giving them space on the sides of the field rather than under and deep.
Call there was a pick. USA restarts.
Chartok with a disc. Resets to Williams. Back to Chartok. Great defensive switch by the Italians there. Nullifying that thing to Williams as he dances around and shoots long. Finds his man in North. North able to work his mark, do what he's got to do, and get that throw off around.
I have to say that was great.
They've taken the brick, and this will allow them to set up a nice horizontal stack. 3 handlers behind, 3 cutters deep.
Semprini Cesari with the disc. Immediate dump, just getting it moving, letting the play establish itself. Tonelli playing an important role so far, as you'd expect from the captain. The US doing a good job of keeping the Italians back in their handler positions. It's a tiny bit of pressure on that, but a relatively safe hammer, and it goes up. There's, as long as they communicated there, someone was going to get it and followed that before it got knocked out of his hands.
Yeah, that's coming in uncontested.
Now it's 2 on 2 in the end zone. And looking.
Throwing something out here.
Tognetti again with the pull. It's
Lenny
difficult to catch.
just out front of the end zone, and it's moved up to Chartok here. Indeed, the Italians coming out with a poachy defensive look. USA going to have to adapt on the field here. Haven't seen this yet in this game. So reset around. Chartok. Around the back to Law. Olsen. Chartok looking over the top. Finds the bandit. So there's a foul on the mark. He's reaching for that around break. These Italian markers come down a bit, and that'll be uncontested.
Acres of space on that side line. USA backing themselves with a big hammer in the wind. No worries.
Italy looking to hold this post look for the moment and slowly transition as they've done now. They'll be going into a one-on-one match defense here, which is adaptable to the US offense. They've effectively stopped the US first look. Now.
Ooh, they're actually still holding that zone a bit. And again, first pass, bit of a contest, but the Italians have it. USA doing a great scramble to get their offense in place. Very disciplined, know what they need to do. Everyone works 100% to try and get that defense on as soon as there's a turn.
Time and space to air their own perspectives. As that one will go back in, coming on 6. The Italians knocking on the door.
Mine with the disc, passing it up. And the Italians
haven't dropped breaks in a row. It's definitely enough conditioning, enough athleticism to run 2 points in a row. As this Italian defense comes out again with that same poachy look, with a couple of players getting some tight defense. Meckler earning himself a one-on-one defensive matchup. As reason that travel was called.
It turns out it was a change direction with a pivot foot down. So as long as you establish your pivot foot, you can turn in any direction you like.
So that foot doesn't come up. As USA retain possession of this disc.
Oh, and they turf it. Okay, so the Italians with the Frisbee near their end zone again, just getting some players downfield and recycling it amongst the handlers. Great work and changes of direction there. Hammer. Oh, but cannot hold on to it. That was a pretty ambitious little bullet of a hammer there. Dellavedova doesn't quite gather.
Yeah, the Italian's not going to be happy with that one. It's a short field. That's a great look for it, but got to close your hands around it. Chartok brings up the disc here. North with the disc. Looking for his resets in the end zone here. Bray, was they happy to move it around and reset as that one floats a bit, but no defenders in the area. Italy holding this poach. And that one's eaten up. Italy with a short field to go. Can they manage it this time?
With success. That confusing defense working for them. Whoa, and a quick, beautiful regather.
Or it's going to sail and flip over. It's going up early and strong.
Bruno Mino with the disc. Clean out. Lots of hectic cutting going on. Waiting for their opportunity though. Wise offense, and the Americans just shutting down every opportunity in the end zone. Oh, and they get it!
As the USA changes up their line here. Some different personnel as that pool lands in.
Goes into the stratosphere and comes back. That one hovered for a long time.
USA advancing it up the field. Taylor with the disc. Goes around. Huddling here. Finds that inside. Taylor again. Italy just in a one-on-one match here. Wood with the disc. There's a foul called and the Italian player will reset. Trying to reach around and touch that disc. So looking to reset. Tight dump defense, and that's floated. Well grabbed. Morgenstern used his size to hold that one. This is tight defense being played on the dumps here, but USA able to inch that one forward. Wood with the disc. Finds Taylor just outside the end zone. Playing on this high side. And shooting down low. Looking to play a lot of transition defense. They come down and approach you look early. Stop the other team for their primary look, for their pool play, and then transitioning to a match defense further down the field.
That was a fantastic pull by the USA, getting it right to the back corner of the end zone. Now Italy's forced to work their way out from inside their own end zone. And it's up. There's a bit of a height mismatch there, but oh, go if he gets it. That is an incredible gather. Italian did really well to try and regather, but the USA defender didn't get a chance to get back on his feet.
Yeah, that disc setting up a little bit there, but also floating towards that downwind sideline. Italia resets.
Great grab on the first pass there. Ooh, really good bid by the USA defense. That was really close. Italian showing a lot of confidence in getting that dump off. So unlike before, we don't see any long offerings from the Italians at the moment. Relying on foot speed cutting in.
Looks like they're attempting to work it mostly down this side, close to the camera. It's the high side of the field. And that means they'll be able to work it from there, and it'll be much more successful taking long shots. As we see that one work there. First half, as they come down on defense here.
Tognetti with a great pull. Lots of hover. Giving plenty of time for the Italians to get down there.
What a perler. Australia. And the shot goes up. Williams under the disc here. Defenders in the area. Williams goes. Yes. The US coming down to defense here. Taylor with the pull. This one sliding into the back of the end zone.
Gathered by Italians. Nice confidence on the catch there. I've seen a lot of people let those first catches hit the ground. Oh, and the catch there does hit the ground. Unfortunate by Simonazzi there. Yeah, that's one of these things. If you touch it before it rolls out, if it just rolls out, you can take it to the front of the end zone. If you touch it and it rolls out, you've got to take it from the back. Absolute hardest place to start with the Frisbee.
No space to reset backwards.
Makes your dumps really difficult. The US probably looking for a Callahan right now. Italians doing excellent work to spread out the field there. Oh, it's up! There was chances to regather there. The thrower was looking.
Just coming in, huddling, swings. Patience out the front for the US. Wood with the disc. Finds an open man in Fairfax. Goes wide, that's a floaty around. Oh, it's just over the head. Unable to be gathered. Morgenstern rightfully look at the back up here, but Italy now with the disc at the front of the end zone for the whole field to go.
You know you've thrown it high if it goes over his head. Here it goes, and the Italians back themselves with a long one. Oh, so close.
Yeah, would have been good to have seen a little bit of read there, but that's all right. Italy playing defense here. The USA with the whole field to work. They'll be hoping for exactly that. Just resetting the positions they are. And this is back in, and the USA looking to huck out of this one. This one's soaring. Defenders in the area. Oh, and the Italian defender
Reads it best, gets the D. That was really impressive work by the Italians. Italians showing amazing athleticism in their defense and offense here. We're able to catch up to the US. No difference in the foot race speed between these teams, really. Oh, and here we go with the wind behind that one again. Oh, but that was much better read this time. Went to where the Frisbee was going to land. Have an opportunity just outside the end zone. Can he get there? Easy.
That first point against the lone US break. It's a very intense game. 10 turnovers in 14 points. As the Italians come out on offense here.
And exciting, the Italians get to play offense, having chosen to play defense off the pull at the beginning of the game. Let's see if they can bring it in the second half. Oh, and the Italians have a misread, a miscommunication. The long cutter is cut back in before that throw went up. USA gathers, even though the Italians made a fantastic job of attempting to get back to it. And the US puts it up immediately on the return into acres of space, but looks like it's out the sideline.
Shot going a very long way, but you can see that first hesitation as he wound up and then held it and then shot it again. So it's got to be straight away or not at all. It's Italy going on offense.
Yeah, the US managing to find acres of space deep. So it's a good option, but just not quite the execution they were looking for. Italy looking smooth. We have Angela with the Frisbee, dumping it back to Laffy. Working backwards a bit, looking calm though, just waiting for their chance. And an interesting choice of dump. Not the conventional, but works perfectly well. They're using the field. Oh, a great bid by the American defender there. Gasparini puts a wild one up over all of the players on the field, essentially.
The wind pushing that one probably a little bit further than he thought.
Maybe just a little bit too imaginative in this wind.
USA looking to come back into this game now. Van Dusen with the disc looks long, and that's incomplete.
Italy grabs it back immediately, tries to fight some fast play before the Americans have a chance to establish their defense. But the Americans are extremely good at scrambling and getting in position quickly. Break throw, can they get any swings off this? No, nothing there, but, and it's picked up!
That's in this point of the game, you want to be playing really conservative. You can't afford to yield such a short field. Chartok bringing the disc in. USA with about 15 meters to go. Chartok resetting. Olsen with the disc in. USA offensive line getting to work as they advance it down to the low side. Bray with the disc. Resets to Olsen. Back up to Bray. And that shot goes long. And you can see that they're looking off a few of their open dumps going to that low side. And they're aggressively taking shots and cutting all the way to this high side here.
So a really bladey pull from the US. uncatchable, but this time no knocking it out the back of the field. Italians looking nice and confident, cleaning that up. Nice gather on the break side. Fast movement being important in these. You've got to take open passes. You can't be sure that you're going to get another chance. Really crisp passing from the Italians, and it goes up. But the Italians throwing in.
USA bringing out their same offensive line here, backing the systems to get it done.
And the Italians pulling out what looks like it's going to be their poachy zone.
Chartok with the disc here. Advances to Olsen. Chartok finding space inside this cup. Olsen using that leap on the reception of the disc to gain a couple extra meters. They find Law. Back inside. Meckler to Chartok. Back to Meckler. Looking for that around shot. Knocking on the door here. USA looking for an easy goal to knock that one in. And the Italian with CUSB, with the top Italian club team. So great to see a lot of these players there. But the US team mentioning that they have seen a few of these Italian players before.
The Italians have it. Some bidding there from the US, but well and truly behind. There's a couple of Italian options to gather that one in. Tonelli, the captain, grabs it down. Catch it if you can. Nice breaks out, working it around the US defense. That was really quick motion. Still working it down the break side. Oh, and can he regather? No, Max it, almost gets it, but now the US are off to... Nope, they've paused, taken a deep breath.
We're going to play through their structure here. They've got a long way to go here, but Van der Mortel on the line here, a lot of pressure, and he shoots long. It's going to be a tough grab. US managing to make it happen under pressure here. Van Dusen with the disc. Tough options to complete. There's the captain, Jonah Wish, Pittsburgh player. And just to make that resetting again, Van der Mortel with it. Back to Mish. USA looking long. Active Italian mark. That one's just kept in. Barker with the disc here. A lot of pressure, US resetting backwards. Mish flips that one over the top. It's a little wobbly, but Van Dusen managed to pull that one in as he shoots wide, going downwind. Carefully reeled in by Hodeling, and he shoots into the goal. And that's a US break. They've been here across the board on both of these teams. So defense and offense alike needing to give it everything to make it happen.
I don't know how high that frisbee went, but it took a long time to come back down. Plenty of time for the US to get there and have complete defensive coverage before the first pass. Well, now with Tognetti, looking very pressured. Oh, the US has really stepped up the defense here, making it much harder for the Italians to get any passes off.
Yeah, interesting choice there. He's had it on the high side, but a big flat mark, not enabling him to shoot for any distance, and the US guarding those unders very difficultly. As Cody Wood brings it in. US with a short field to work. US resetting to Williams, back to Wood. Italians not switching on the mark there and being broken around. Back to Wood. No mark on. All right. Mark's back on. Wood with the disc. Count rising. Resets to Williams. He's doing a lot here for the Italian team. Morgenstern with the disc. Just out the front. Still no mark. Williams claimed that he hopped it in. And it's travel. It's going to be trying to hop that one in. But they'll reset the disc here. Williams still with not very far to move, but the Italians putting on a tight mark there and generating a turn. Williams looking for a quick score. He can't be getting rushed here. Turnover here. Be crushing for the United States as that one soars high. Oh, and he's taken it high and he's stretched down with his toes. Able to break the US offense repeatedly in the first half. That's going to see if they can come out with a calm and considered offense of their own. They've got to be putting this one in here. They cannot yield the US at the moment. If the US are able to collect the lead, it could be absolutely punishing for the Italians as they advance it downfield.
Laffy making a great gather from the pool, getting the play moving really quickly, which has been key so far to this offense. All the way up the field, almost. And it gets put up. Not sure if the receiver was fully expecting that, but had an
waiting for making cut. US defenders are coming out open into that lane to double cover that open cut. Of course, that leaves a player free in the lane. As the US shoots early, yielding a short field to the Italians here. Can they put it in?
Very exciting stuff. You can see the USA player very frustrated immediately. And Italy capitalizes. The Italians are looking pretty casual as they were jogging down there. They could obviously see that the disc was going to land out, even though it only landed up by an inch in the end.
Well, you know, all these players, great read on the disc. Chartok on the brick mark. Finds his player under. Spray with the disc. Law. Being marked tight. Not a lot of options. Oh, amazing defensive bid. Bray holds on and shoots the hammer over the top. And there's Italians in the area, but the second effort, the Bandit sneaks one away. USA, 4 meters out. Law with the disc. Looking for that around break. Italians aggressively marking these insides here. The laser inside flick comes out anyway. And the Bandit club teams will be there. It'll be amazing to see which of these young stars will be represented on the highest level.
There they go, the Italians with the disc. A slightly shorter pull from the US this time. And they put it up. Good opportunity to have space and position. But do they read it well? Oh, that not. Oh, beautiful second bid by the...
Defense by Warner. He's come under that disc. He's held his position there. The Italian player hoping that disc would die a little earlier than it did. But it sailed wide and he was able to hold that position and not let the Italian get in position as the US goes the other way. But maybe he'll try and use 3 hands next time.
Wow, that was just like a pressure catch, like not really any pressure on that catch. Should have been able to gather it in. But now Italy has another chance. Attempts to get it back. Cool, calm and collected. Italy. Bit static downfield though, not a hell of a lot happening. Great gather by Tommaso there. One of the youngsters on the team, just 19 years of age.
Warner showing his amazing defensive prowess there, reading that pass, coming out of the stack and getting that block. We've seen the US players do an amazing job of expecting the Italian offense here, coming out of the stack for blocks. The Italians not quite able to change it up and adapt what they're doing. As the US go the other way, they're knocking on the door here. Van der Mortel resets to Williams. Back to Van der Mortel. They're advancing it to the high side here as Wood.
And just a misfire downwind.
Yeah, it's a cheap turnover.
We've seen a few of the dumps in that direction just go a little bit too far for their defenders. Most of the layouts have had to be that way to gather it in. The Italians now with the chance. Laffy with the frisbee. Italians getting set up with their offense.
Italian players looking under pressure here late in this point. There not as many cuts coming and they're not coming as fast. So undisciplined cutting, looking for a very difficult shot like that. The US defense is mounting on them, potentially frustration building in this game. The offensive intensity is not what it has been earlier in this game, and they're looking for harder shots and longer inside breaks, and it's not working for them at the moment. Do difficult things and generating turnovers that way.
Yep, first job on offense. Make sure you're in a position to catch it. USA with the frisbee.
Take off that big shot there. On their inside line. Break throws. Break them out of the static here. Thompson with the disc advances it to Williams. He's been doing a lot for this US team here. One of the rocks on offense and defense here. Thompson with the disc. Resets upwind. Wood fighting it inside. Warner with the disc. Looks off Wood, that one sails. But he's got his receiver. Sending somebody deep. They've shown they're not afraid of the long shot. They need to be utilizing it here. They haven't shot long nearly as much as they have previously. Not had as much success.
Italy with the frisbee. This is anyone's game. Big one. Oh, and a fantastic gather by the Italian offense. That was huge by Pavan. Oh, looking for the big one. Pavan again making a great cut in space on the open side. Getting it out, break side, making space for themselves on the field.
So stalling 4? Okay. Okay. So, okay, just come.
Just a discussion there about which stall count to bring it back in on after the pick. Bit shaky, but Italy gathers. Oh, that was an amazing regather there, Tognetti. That had to lay full out. The disc was not intended for him. Okay, working it, getting it out. It's just hard match D, pressure.
In the first half, that USA handler defender sagging off, yielding that throw, but the Italians taking the open shot as the USA looks to go the other way. That's an absolute dime ball collected amazingly by Jake Feller. He's been having a blowout of a tournament, just tearing it up. As the US, 2 meters to go, looking for a second break in a row.
Big spaces. Taylor, be ready. Cody.
So a bit of contact from the mark on the disc was the call.
I think, yeah, the mark calling that one, thinking that he was pushed out of position by the thrower's hand. There's a lot of give going, and Mish trying to get open there, but the mark putting a lot of pressure on the USA resetting, but finally getting that around shot, but no one there. Finally getting that around shot, but no one there to abuse it. The Italians with an invaluable opportunity to level the score here. They've got to look after it. They've got to find this offense here.
You can see what the US was thinking there. The cutter from the stack initiated a cut to the break side, but then pulled out.
Trapping them, it's making their upfield throws harder. They need to be moving more to the high side, need to be breaking these marks and keeping that space free.
Yeah, one thing that you've seen successful teams here, usually they make a lot of space around the Frisbee. Use the whole field. When it gets too cluttered, especially in the sideline, too many people helping out, it becomes too difficult to get it off the sideline. Italians doing well though now. Contini gets the dump pass off, and it's going up. There's a US defender there, but do they read it? Yes, the US has it.
Warnier with yet another block. And quite a low throw. The Italians, they've turned it over here they need to be working well and not cramming it in this close side if they want to score here.
Italy has every opportunity here, and that's it.
Coming out on defense here, looking for a break to seal the game. US advancing calmly. Chartok with a disc in the center field. Looks off Williams. Finds Olsen, advancing the high side. Back to Chartok. The Italians switching to mitigate that give go.
Fantastic switch by the Italians there. Very polished teamwork.
Moving a lot, not getting a lot of options. Finally finding Law down on that sideline. He banded himself in the middle of the field, shoots long. That one's going to sit in the wind. He's got Williams underneath. And that's the grab they're looking for. Defensive line here, the US. White pulling yet again. This one a little flatter.
Italy with the Frisbee. Catching it in the end zone. Getting some good ground with the first pass. Laffy puts a beautiful swing out. To Tonelli, now in the center of the field. Working it beautifully. Oh, sweet inside out there. Just sneaking it past. Good patience, doesn't put it to the contest in the end zone, takes the time, gets the dump out. Just recycling amongst the handlers. Really smart, polished offense here. Oh, I was really surprised that one didn't come out. And there is, and the pull goes up. USA to get the disc.
That's a nice floater. It's sailing to the low side there, not a lot of hang time, so the US able to advance it. Meckler with the disc. Italian defense playing very tight here, very close. Taking a lot of effort to advance it up to White. White looking inside, unable to find Williams in the traffic there. Finds Chartok. Williams with a reaching grab behind him. and advancing it quickly up the field to an open player. The Italian defender had come off to mark the deep. US have stabilized here. The Italians have found their marks. Williams with the disc.
Oh,
Williams
foot
looking
block.
around, and there's a foot come up there.
That it knew what had happened.
Particularly in this late stage of the game. This is when it counts. Williams brings that disc in, finds Law on the low side of the field here. Italian mark not putting a lot of pressure on there, letting those rounds off. US unable to hop that one in as they go now.
The Italians almost taking too long to gather their line there. But now the Frisbee's up and they have their chance. Let's see what they can do with it. Passing first through Carlotta. Bit static downfield. Almost a pick happening there, but not called. And able to recycle it.
Italy moving it to the high side now.
Pagliavello is getting that emergency pass there. The defense is looking great. Maybe not quite enough pressure and scramble from the Italians. Feels like it's really calm out there. Getting to a pretty high stall count. But just playing clever offense. I know I have this. My teammates are going to get free from me. I don't have to put up anything speculative.
Trust and calm is what they need here. Doing a great job to consistently attack that high side of the field. The Italians managed to swing. But looking off that open look on the open side, the USA being forced to respect it, still forcing down onto that low side, and the Italians faking that off and having their players come around for an upwind swing.
Laffy with the Frisbee. After the pick call, comes back in. Oh, it's a high one, but he's got it, and it goes up. Does he have the legs? It could float. Oh, and he's just too far.
Italians have gone to a backhand force here, forcing down onto the low side, trying to trap the Americans there. It's a quick break, yields the high side. Thompson with the disc. Morgenstern with the disc. He's got a man deep. Elects not to throw it. Resets. Wood with the disc. He's looking long. Wood, Morgenstern in the area, and that's an uncontested grab